So I played a lot of baseball in high school, and I was still able to improve my score from a 31 up to a perfect 36. And since then, I've worked with hundreds of student athletes to improve their scores by 5 points or more and get them more college offers and more scholarships. And when you're a high school athlete looking to get recruited to play in college, your ACT score might actually be the most important thing that you can improve on, even more so than the sport itself. I had this exact discussion with 3 different families that I work with just in the last couple days. But if you have a higher ACT score, then college coaches are going to be much more likely to recruit you, and they're actually going to have more opportunities to give you scholarships. So you definitely don't want to slack on your athletic training. But at the same time, you should also be investing a lot of time into improving your ACT score. And by the end of this video, you'll see how you can triple the number of offers that you get from college coaches and create a plan to master the ACT even with your busy athletic schedule. Now to start off, I do have to give you my background and my story because I was in a pretty similar situation here. I was personally a pretty mediocre baseball player back in high school, but I really loved the game and I loved working hard and improving, and I wanted to keep playing in college. So I was always, staying after practice, taking extra swings in the cages, taking extra ground balls, just generally working really hard to improve my baseball skills as much as possible. But I wasn't actually getting a ton of college interest, because I was okay at baseball. I was pretty good, but I wasn't great and I wasn't good enough to really blow the doors off of these college coaches. But when I was able to improve my ACT score from that 31 to the perfect 36, it actually opened up a lot of college offers, even on the athletic side, that I really had no business getting. And I ended up getting some Division I offers when I really wasn't expecting to get any Division I offers. Originally, what I was doing is I was reaching out to the colleges that I was interested in and sending emails to the college coaches with my whole recruiting video, all that stuff. And those emails were pretty much just getting ignored, not getting a ton of replies and not really getting me any traction. But after I scored that perfect 36 on the ACT, I was able to change the subject line of those emails to third baseman -36 ACT. I sent the exact same email to the exact same coaches with the same exact recruiting video. And now with that 36 in the subject line, I was able to get a lot of responses and get a lot of interest from these college coaches. And this actually led me to having some good conversations with some of these college coaches and literally directly led me to getting offers from schools like High Point, FAU, FGCU, some of these, smaller D1 schools that were really not bad baseball schools. And again, schools that I probably had no business getting athletic offers from. Now, I was so interesting to them because I was able to bring up the average ACT score of their recruiting class. If they were able to get me on the team there, I would bring up the average GPA. And those coaches were able to go over to their admissions department and say, hey, I've got this student who you need to give a bunch of academic money to. So the coaches were able to save their athletic scholarships, not give those to me, and make all of the money come from the academic side of things. Because the coaches will still have pull for the admissions department to actually give you that academic money instead of wasting their athletic money. And on top of these smaller Division I schools, I was also able to get a lot more interest now from, the elite academic schools like the Ivy Leagues, MIT, UChicago, etc. The coaches at these types of schools need their recruited athletes to be above a certain score, so the 36 absolutely helped there. The way that most of these high academic programs work is that they only have a couple different slots they can give out to lower ACT scores. So maybe they only have 1 or 2 offers they can give to students with a 30, and then maybe 2 or 3 offers they can give for students with a 31 or a 32. And then all the other athletes in that recruiting class would have to be above that other benchmark, whatever they set that threshold at. And this is part of how I was able to get into both MIT and the University of Chicago. And that's all cool stuff, but you're probably wondering, how was I able to improve my score from that 31 to a 36? And how can you do the same even though you're busy with all the sports and school and everything else that you're doing? And the most important thing here is that it's just like improving in your sport. You need to be focused on it for a set period of time. Just like you can't practice your sport for 1 hour a week and get better, you can't just practice the ACT for 1 hour a week and expect to actually make any improvement. So what you should do is look for a period of time leading up to a specific ACT that you're going to take for about 5 to 8 weeks, where you can really dedicate yourself to specifically studying and focusing on the ACT. And during this period of time, you're going to want to be able to spend about an average of an hour a day, give or take, depending on, how long that is. If you're doing 5 weeks, you're probably going to want to do more like an hour and a half or 2 hours a day. If you're closer to that 8 weeks, then maybe that hour a day, maybe even a little bit less than that would be good. And obviously with this, you want to plan your schedule accordingly. Look at your calendar, look at the ACT test dates, and figure out when you can do this over that set period of time. Don't pick the time where you're taking a bunch of AP exams and you're in playoffs and you're trying to do a bunch of other things with your extracurriculars. Look at the calendar over, the entire year and figure out when the best time for you to specifically take the test would be. And one really good strategy that students can use to really improve their scores by a lot is plan to do this over 2 separate tests so that you can focus on just 2 sections of the test going into that first one, and then the other 2 sections of the test going into that second test. And then we can combine the best 2 scores using super scoring to get the best overall improvement. And this is how we can avoid spreading ourselves too thin by trying to study all 4 sections of the test all at one time. It's just like how you wouldn't want to focus on, both pitching and hitting at the same exact practice. You would want to try and focus on, one thing at a time. You want to focus on maybe just like your hitting for one period of time. And then once you're finished with there, then you could move on to that pitching and work on that. And now that you have a schedule laid out for yourself, what you would want to do is go through the most efficient process of preparing, which is the ACT hacking system. And this system works where you first find the highest priority types of questions for your specific situation. For example, if you're a catcher in baseball, it's probably not going to be quite as important for you to work on your speed as it is for you to work on like your arm strength and your pitch framing and all that type of stuff. It's the same thing with the ACT. You wouldn't want to spend a bunch of time learning question types that you already do well on, or that just aren't that important for your specific situation. And then the second step in the ACT hacking process is learning the most efficient way to recognize and solve your highest priority question types. And of course, you want to practice exactly one question type at a time. Or if you're a soccer player, you wouldn't want to practice like taking one shot on goal and then go, immediately run over and practice your headers and then, go back to taking a shot on goal. Or I don't know if that's what soccer players do, but you probably wouldn't want to do that. So on the ACT, you would want to practice one question type at a time with one specific drill to improve you there. And then once you start improving, then you would want to move on to that next question type. And then the third step in the ACT hacking process is that you want to ingrain the right habits and those most efficient ways of solving those questions so that it's second nature to you by the time you actually sit down to take that test. You should be able to read the first half of any question on the test and already kind of know what the second half of the question is going to ask about. And you should already have an idea of what the most efficient way of solving that question is. We shouldn't really have to think twice about what our process is by the time we're on test day. It would be like, if you're a basketball player, you wouldn't want to be in a game taking a shot and start thinking about the exact, angle that your wrist is, or the exact timing of like when you're going to jump versus when you're going to start your shooting motion. It's all going to be second nature to us because we've practiced it so many times leading into that test or leading into that game day. And those are the exact 3 steps that you would want to follow if you want to take your ACT score up to the next level. This ACT hacking system is exactly what I did when I took my score from that 31 to the perfect 36. And the students who follow this system see an average score improvement of about 5 points. So now you have the plan that you need. And if you're a student athlete and you're working hard, you most likely also have the work ethic that you need. So now if you just put those 2 things together, you can get more offers from colleges and earn more money in scholarships. And if you want a more detailed guide on this ACT hacking system and you want the exact roadmap that one of my students used to take her score from a 22 all the way up to a 30, then check out the link in the description below this video, or go find me on Instagram and direct message me the word Ava and I'll send you over the link for free. Other than that, check out the rest of the videos on the channel here for more guides on how to improve your ACT score, get into better colleges, and earn the most money in scholarships. And I'll see you in the next one.